There is a national emergency at the southern border that the Democrats will declare today doesn't exist. You just heard from Adam Kinzinger. He's been on numerous deployments around the world, Middle East and others. He's been to the border 4 times deployed, 3 times under President Obama and now under President Trump. Firsthand, of anybody that's ever taken a tour of the border that's a member of Congress, I think it's a little different to be able to flying planes doing the aerial surveillance of the border for the last couple weeks. He understands what's at need. If the Democrats say this doesn't exist, it's interesting to me that when you look back in history in 2005, there was a governor of Arizona and a governor of New Mexico, both Democrats. They declared an emergency by their state because the federal government would not act. One went on to become DHS secretary. I think the Democrats have changed. They just now want to oppose something because President Trump supports it. That is not what the American public wants to see. They want to see their president take action. They want to see their Congress and Senate work together. But I guess this week is all about politics. Yesterday, a number of members, we walked over to the Senate, something we don't do very often, but we wanted to watch a vote. Watch a vote on Born Alive Abortion Survivor Protection Act. It simply says this: if a child survives an abortion and is alive, it should be treated just like any other newborn. Unfortunately, the Democrats said no. There was an opportunity to speak with one voice. We watched what has happened in New York. We watched what has happened in Virginia. We wish we did not have to take this bill up, that there was any place in America that it wouldn't be divided upon. And I think if you look at the latest polling around America, I think they're pretty united around this as well. Democrats continue to refuse to allow it to come up in the House, so every day we ask unanimous consent, and we will do it day after day after day until this bill gets heard. Other than that, we'll take a few questions. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Leader, there are so many Republicans in the Senate who have said that this national emergency is probably illegal, possibly unconstitutional. Why are you on a different page from them?
I'm wondering why they're on a different page. The president has the authority to do it. I wish some of those, if they think this is the case, maybe they should spend a little time with Adam and go to the border and understand it. The president does have authority since 1976. There's been more than 60 times presidents have declared emergencies. What we see happening along the border, the amount of drugs, the amount of deaths in America, the human trafficking that's coming across, the overwhelming problem there. So the president has the authority to do it, and we will uphold them.
About a Democratic president using this power after setting this precedent?
Democratic presidents have used this power because they have the right to use this power. A number of presidents, Republican and Democrats, have used this power for numerous things, and they have the power to do it. Congress had voted to allow it. Yes?
Why wasn't this national emergency when Republicans were in control a couple months ago?
Well, times change as it moves forward. When you get the more reported amount of drugs coming across, you get the more reports of the human trafficking and others. 60,000 people are arrested each month. I think when you have the experts telling you the challenge, I think the president tried to do everything in his power to work with the House and the Senate. I think the president's belief was always that we could come to an agreement to solve this along what the experts have requested. I think at the end of the day, the president has a responsibility to make sure it gets protected, and he made the decision. Yes, ma'am.
I'm curious, back when Republicans had the House, and along with the upper chamber, obviously, there didn't seem to be this enthusiasm for the wall, and there was even a push for even budget reconciliation to work with the upper chamber to get wall funding. I'm curious as to where this enthusiasm came from now when you don't have the House.
What's your definition of enthusiasm when the House passes more than $5 billion to build the wall? That was with the House. So, I mean, I think it's just a different definition for you. But no, the House has always been a focus on this within the Republicans. Yes?
Last question. Does leadership support amending the National Emergencies Act to rein in future president's authority?
I think we'll look at it on case by case. The president has the authority to do this. We can analyze it and go forward, and we support the president's action. Yes, sir.
Do you think based
based on your conversations with the administration, that they will in fact use this authority to claim some of this military construction money, or do you think they will use the other sources first and that those sources will be sufficient?
I think they'll use the other sources first. You know the number of sources that the president has. First, he has the 1.375 billion to build 55 miles. What's interesting to me is that all of Congress came to a conclusion that there is a challenge there at the border, why there should be a new barrier built. This is what the experts have told us. He also has the other authority from the two different funding sources that will not go into the emergency effect. But then the last portion, I think that will be the last dollars used, and we'll see how quickly they're able to utilize it and build what they need.